So first of all, I presume there's people in the room here that have brilliant ideas, that are the exhibitors here, the startups. Let me see those in the room. The people who have ideas, the ones who are promoting them. Yeah, come on, yes, yeah, okay. What about investors? Do we have any investors in the room? Oh, see him, there he is. Okay, you got it. Yeah. Okay, for the rest of you though, I guess maybe that you are future entrepreneurs, or maybe you're future customers of the entrepreneurs, or maybe you're the husbands, wives, boyfriends, girlfriends, maybe parents of the future entrepreneurs. So perhaps what I'm going to tell you now will have relevance. Because I'm going to talk about the 5 most common mistakes. Why 5? Because I only have a short time. There's many, many more. Okay? But I'm going to share them with you. When I was asked to give this talk, I was thinking, which one should I say? And I was umming and crossing off and thinking of others. And then on Thursday, I had a phone call from a person I know very well from back in Vilnius, an entrepreneur who's launched several businesses. They're just about to put the next one on Kickstarter to raise funds. It's a furniture project, new design. And in the 30-minute phone call, they said all 5 of these things I'm going to tell you now. Okay? So I thought, yes, let's do these. Okay. What's the first one? Maybe you can guess. The most common mistake possibly. Right at the beginning. What is innovation? Everyone seems to have a misconception that it has to be new. Something new. I hear things like, it's never been done before. It's the first ever. Nobody else does this like us. Yeah? Those are the worst words an investor wants to hear. Why? Because new is risky. New is problematic. You know, you present your new idea and you say, here's my financial plan. In the first year, we'll be millionaires. Really? Yeah, you see the head? Yeah. Really? Based on what exactly? So here's the point. When you're looking for ideas, and people share ideas all the time, we're always on the look, don't necessarily look for new. New is not the best. Of course, we know the examples of new. Yes, they exist, but they're the rarity. Most ideas are working on existing ideas. Best way to find an innovation, look elsewhere. Poland, for example. Other countries, and bring the idea back, because the true definition of innovation is something which is new to a new group of people. The secret, of course, is being able to make that idea right for the market you bring it to. That's innovation. So, if you're thinking of new, be careful. Being the first isn't always the best. I remember back in, I was the director of an advertising agency. I was working with Hewlett & Packard back in 1998. And I was helping them launch their new tablet PC. Tablet PC. Touch screen. Didn't work very well. Too early. Okay? So, don't think of necessarily new. What's next? I love it. So everyone will love it. 2 mistakes in one. 2 mistakes. First of all, look at yourself. You have the idea. Are you a normal human being? Are you the average person? Are you the future consumer? At the very best, probably you are what we refer to as an early adopter. You're out in front. You're ahead of everybody else. That's why you see it. Yeah? You're there before everybody. You know it's important. You know it's good, but you're there first. Look where everyone else is. That's the best scenario. The worst scenario, of course, is you are completely mad. Yeah? Because you are different. people who have ideas are not normal. Okay? You're a little bit crazy, a little bit strange. So if you think that other people will necessarily like your idea, be careful. Three friends, there was 3 friends in England back in 1998. They've been friends since university. I believe it was John, Adam and Rich, I believe their names were. And ever since they were friends in university, they talked about starting a business together. Should we start a business? Yeah, I'm clever, you're clever. Let's start a business. Let's have ideas. Yeah. And they talked, and they talked, and they talked. From the 1990s down to 1998. They were on a snowboarding holiday together. And they said to each other, right, we are bored of this conversation. Enough is enough. Either we start a business, or we shut up forever. So they thought, okay, let's start a business. What should they do? Well, actually, they were into healthy lifestyle, and they used to drink smoothies. Yeah? So they said, wouldn't it be a good idea to make a business with smoothies? We make smoothies, we sell smoothies, fantastic. Everyone will love it, because we love it. And so they shared the idea with their friends and family. And everybody gave positive feedback. Everybody said, we love it, we love it. It was overwhelming evidence. But then they had the good moment, because this is a successful story. When they realized that, of course, all the people they asked, their friends, their colleagues, because they were all working at the time, their sisters and cousins and brothers, their mothers, of course they were going to say good things about their idea. Of course they're going to say they love it, because they looked at them and said, I love you, I love your idea. Yeah? So do you know what they did? It's quite a good story, this. You can read this on the internet. They went to a music festival. They took a stand, and they sold their drinks for a cheap price, of course. And they sold their drinks, these smoothies. And then they had 2 dustbins. And above the stand was a sign saying, should we give up our jobs and do this as a business? And one bin says yes, and one bin says no. And they made an agreement that whichever bin was the most full at the end of the concert, that's what they would do. Good news, they got the yes, they set up their business. Short story, Innocent Smoothies, #1 smoothie company in the UK today. Quite a lot of money. Okay? So they tested the idea with other people. So be careful. You love it, be careful what the evidence you use that other people love it. Okay? Don't just ask your friends or your mother. What's next? Hooray! We're changing the world! Yeah! Whoopee! I know a lot of you work in these iHub places, yeah? You're based in iHub. Lots of happy people, yeah? We're changing the world together. We're inventing the new. It's wonderful. No wonder that creativity, the use of creativity, is right at the top of the Maslow's pyramid. You know this? It's the top. You know? You feel good. All the neurons are firing in your brain. It gives you happy feeling. Whoopee! Yeah? When I hear that, I'm always worried. Now, I work a lot with individual entrepreneurs, startups, but I also work a lot in companies, and I hear this there as well. You know, happy brainstorms. Whoopee! we created 500 ideas. Whoopee! Whoa! High five! Sorry. As you probably are aware, most ideas fail. Yeah? The reality of innovation is a lot tougher. The fact of innovation is actually driven more by fear and by, bad feeling. The need to survive is the biggest driver of innovation there is. When you are desperate, when there's no choice, that's when innovation really comes. Not when you're happy, And I heard this happiness from my friend, how happy they were. They're going to launch on Kickstarter, how wonderful it was, how positive they were. And I said, you need to have a negative day. You need a bad day. Go to work on a Monday, next Monday, I said, with your colleagues. Make sure you feel really bad in the morning. Wake up badly. Have bad breakfast or don't have any. Go to work in the worst mood you possibly can and talk about your idea. And hopefully your pessimism, or realism maybe would say, is going to help you think of what you need to change about the idea to make it work. Because the happiness gets in the way. Yeah? You miss it. You don't see the reality. You see the good side, not the bad side. You need to be aware of that. If in your team you're all happy people, ooh, it's a good feeling. Yeah. Find someone who's not so happy. Invite them into your team. Get a critic there. Get the person who's miserable. Yeah? You have a friend like that? Yeah? The miserable, the one who, when you ever say, let's do this, and they go, no, that's a bad idea. Yeah? You got that friend? Yeah? Really annoying in life, but really good for innovation. Okay? Because they'll stop you making mistakes. Trust me on this. Okay? Love them. Happy, happy, happy. If ever you're feeling too happy, check yourself, okay? If you're opening champagne bottles, think again. Okay? 2 more. Harvard Business Review recently did a survey back in 2015. They asked the managers in many companies around the world, they said, what's the number one reason? What's the number one reason that innovation projects in your company fail? The number one answer, no surprise, was the wrong time. Not that it was a bad idea or a good idea, but it just was at the wrong moment. Why does that happen? Why do we make that? And this is a mistake that's made so many times. You know? Why? Because when you're working on ideas, you get very focused. You get focused on the challenges, the technology, the way you're going to develop it, the business plan, what the presentation will look like on Kickstarter. You get so focused into the detail, you don't lift up your head and look at the world around. And look at the trends and the buying patterns and what other people are doing. You ignore what else is happening, and maybe the moment is not there. Huh? Focus down. You've got to lift your head up. You've got to keep your head above the water and look out and see what's happening. Because maybe you'll see something that says to you, now is not the time for my idea. My idea is a good idea, but if I put it out there now, it's going to fail. I need to wait. Or you may see that, whoops, missed the time. It's gone already. We're too late. Nice idea, but we need to work on something else. Timing is the most important thing. Think about that. Those of you who are rushing in, you have your plans. You know, I heard this in the conversation that I had the other day. But I said, why are you going to Kickstarter now? They said, because we need money. I said, why do you need money? They said, because we ran out of money. I said, okay, but is the product ready? Well, no, the product's not cool, but we're working on that. We'll get that right. Did you hear a story like that recently, by the way, from Kickstarter? A certain little drone that doesn't work. The biggest project on Kickstarter to date, which is a failure because they went too early. They'll get there, but they don't have the time now. It's gone. Think about that. What's the time? Number 5. This is a strange one, maybe. The greatest innovation comes from collaboration, working together. And yet, this is so against the DNA of an innovator who wants to work on their idea. It's like a baby, my idea. It's my baby. Look at my baby. Isn't it a beautiful baby? Isn't it beautiful? No! You know when someone shows you their baby, you know that moment, you look at their baby, they're so proud of it, and you look and you go, ooh. Possibly the ugliest baby I've ever seen. Yeah? And you look, ooh, and they go, no, no. You say, oh, it looks like the father. Yeah? Because you hoard your idea, you keep it. Now, of course, let's not forget proprietary material, patents, things like that, they're important. Investors like to know that you're protected. You shouldn't share your idea just with anybody, because I'm afraid in the world today, that's dangerous, you're going to lose it. There's plenty of people looking to steal, but within your circle, within your group, you need to do that. Allow other people to input into the idea. It's very, very important. In fact, the investors themselves, when they sit, they heard hundreds of ideas. When you present your idea and you say, this is how it is, and they say, well, that's interesting, but have you thought about this? If you say, no, that's not the idea, no, it's not like that, you have just lost. The best way to get anybody to invest in your idea is to allow them to input into the idea in some way, and then they will think the idea is theirs. And they will proudly show that baby to everybody else. Look, it's our baby. Okay? Remember that. Now, just to finish, I want to share with you one point, because whenever I talk about innovation, talk about ideas, I get a feeling that people misunderstand what ideas are. This is what ideas are. Diamonds in the dust. Remember that. Diamonds in the... This is diamond. Look at that. You see that? That's a diamond, yeah? Everybody understands the value of that. It's clear. That's worth money. Yes, any stupid person knows that's worth having. Look at that. That's what diamonds really look like. You find them. They're in Africa. You know, they're not lying they're lying on the surface. Did you know that? Look, what does it look like? Sand, salt, sugar. Yeah, they're diamonds. Would you know that? You like me, you walk on sand. I hate sand on my toes. You know, you walk on the beach and you get sand in your shoes and it's like, you know. Imagine that in Africa, you're like $500,000. You know, $250,000 there. Oh, thank God I got rid of that. Yeah? That's what ideas look like when you have them. How do you spot a good idea? It's very hard. How do you know? You don't. Because that's what it looks like. When you're presenting your idea, you're saying, this is a wonderful idea. That's what we see. Not that. That's at the end. That's afterwards. That's 1 year on when you're driving your Ferrari. Yeah? That was a brilliant idea. Yes, we know it now. Didn't then. You know? So, have I got any good news for you? Yes? Because people have researched many years. In fact, in 1962, one man thought about this. Everett M. Rogers, you can read this book if you want. It's quite boring. It's kind of academic people like me read things like this. You don't have to. You know the man though. You know who he is because I've already mentioned one of his findings. You know these early adopters, laggers. Yeah, you heard that phrase? Okay, this is the guy that invented it. Okay. And he also said to us, okay, why do some ideas live and some die? He's given us 5 things instead of the 5. 5 things. So as you listen, please think, is my idea fitting any of these 5? If you've got all 5, you've got a great idea. Okay? If you've got at least some of them, it's not bad. 1, relative advantage. It's got to be better than what's out there. That's obvious. Price is not a relative advantage. You know that. It has to be something else. What does it do better than anything else? Does it have an advantage? Is it just a copy? Not so good. Number 2, compatible. It has to fit into what we already have. We do not throw everything away to have your idea. If you tell me you need to get rid of everything you had before to have our new thing, I will say no. People don't like that. It has to fit. It has to complement. Sorry, failure right away. People don't buy complex ideas. It must be simple. iPhone's good because it had one button. It's probably one too many for some people, but it had one. Okay? Not complex. Simple to understand, simple to use. If you're a man, you know you don't read the instruction manual, do you? It's one of the rules of men. Don't read the instructions. It's just packaging. Throw it away. Okay? 4, trial possible. People like to try it before buying. That's normal. We all like that. Can you try the idea? Can you have a piece of the idea, a sample of the idea? Is that possible? If it is, that's fantastic, because people like to buy things when they try them. Can you work that into your business plan? And the last one, if it's going to spread, it has to be observable. People have to see that other people have it, that the early adopters have it. People see it, say, oh, what's that? That looks great. Can I have one? Where do I get it from? Observable, yeah? Telephones work because what do you do with a telephone? You put it on the table. Everyone sees, oh, you got a new phone. We have social media today, that's brilliant. Social media allows many things to be observable. However, as Seth Godin, the marketing guru, tells you, now there's so much chatter, you've got to break through. So now being observable is easier, but more complicated because there's loads of people shouting about their ideas. You've got to break through somehow. Not so easy. You've got all 5 things? Then maybe I will invest in your idea, by the way. Okay, come and speak to me. So, time, yep. So, I want to say thank you to you. That's very quick. Yeah. Thank you. Apparently, I may have to answer some questions now.
No questions. We don't have time. Yeah. Thank you very much for your